this side? Alright, don't think it was through this way. No, it
You
wasn't.
know, this used to be a nice town. Well, nice enough.
Do I have to get back up on top of here? Is that it? Feels like it. How did I get up there in the first place? Oh, I went into the cafe.
Cloud wasn't always here. Grew over the years, even without...
This way, that'll do it? Nah. Gotta go the other way. Yep. I can recycle all of these, so I must pick them up. I'm supposed to get to there, which I just do this. A whole bunch of beers.
Where there's a bear trap, ghost people aren't far behind.
Understood. Don't care. Yeah, there's some good stuff here at least. Activate hologram. I believe I'm good now and I can just tell him to go do it.
Well now, if it isn't my ball, chain, and dog collar rolled all into one.
Uh-huh. Both holograms are on now. It's safe for you to get to your position.
You powered the holograms up? Well, yeah, that's pretty good protection. Sure worked at the fountain. Vera kept the ghost people away. But, how do I know the power won't suddenly go out? And, I don't know, this still sounds risky to me. For me.
Let's go with the speech, because I'll get the most on it. Don't trust me, then trust our callers. I die, you die. Got it?
Well, yeah. You got a point. But listen, when this thing goes off, try and get into the Sierra Madre without me. You'll wish you hadn't.
Okay. Now, that's easy. Strike up the band. Up to go get Christine now. There's probably going to be enemies in this area that respawn, maybe? Okay. I should be able to recycle. Oh, this isn't the room for the recycle. Why is this closed? What? I think I've been here. There's stuff missing. Yeah, I've been here. I just don't know why it was closed. There's an enemy over here, though, and that is different. Wrong thing. I thought I had my melee one out. Fine. But screw it. I saw this. Oh, I've already gotten it. Okay. Yeah, so it was just an enemy who respawned. Alright, Christine. Ready? Christine is looking at the fountain, her eyes narrowed. She then scans the courtyard perimeter, gauging the distance. She glances at your wrist and then back at the fountain. You think he's using the Pip-Boy to establish the projector connection? She nods and raises her hands, palms facing each other, then rotates in a 180-degree arc and back again. He'd have to be broadcasting from somewhere nearby. She surveys the area, focusing upwards. She glances at the casino, frowns, then she looks west and then east. She holds out her hand and motions at your Pip-Boy. Show her the Pip-Boy. She studies the Pip-Boy intently, turning your arm around as if your wrist a sensor module she just found. She doesn't seem interested in the screen. She studies the exterior, then the case, and she seems making sure it's intact. And I'll just wait. Her finger stabs through the red buttons, narrowing in on the local map. She scrolls to the Sierra Madre's main gate, frowns, and backs out. She calls the local map of Puesta del Sol switching station, zooms in. Her intent expression loses some of its edge as she notices the marker. She looks up at you, points at the marker on your Pip-Boy, and points west and tilts her head. Why do you think he wants you to go to the Puesta del Sol switching station? She frowns, then makes a motion as if typing at keys. Then she points at you, raises her left wrist, and pantomimes talking into it. She points at you, then her, looks right, then left, raises two fingers, tries to type, pauses, and slowly shakes her head. Wow. Like, see, that goes by too fast for most people. Intelligence 6. Neither Dean or Dog have the technical aptitude to man the switching station. She slowly nods, looks impressed. Medicine 75. Those facial scars weren't done by the auto doc. The throat scar was. She nods slowly, then puts her hand in front of her throat, closes it slowly, then points at you. I can't restore your voice. We'd need a real auto doc to do that. She shivers slightly and shakes her head. Don't understand why they shaved you bald. Christine looks blankly at you, then touches her head, smiles, and then shakes her head. Wait, so the auto doc did shave you bald? She waves her hand, then shakes her head. She then nods in the direction of the casino. No way, I want to hear this. You were bald before? She nods with an exasperated look, then makes a circle with her hands, repeats it twice, then raises her hands and waves them like wings. She puts both hands in front of her, then makes a motion with her hands as if writing something. I've already have BOS, but let's do this. Actually, not let's. You were brother Steel Scribe. She nods. She looks impressed. How the hell did you get out here? She shrugs and then points to you and shrugs. Where were you before? She moves her finger in a wider circle, then raises her hand over her eyes. You were looking for someone? She nods and raises a finger. Man? She nods, she makes a motion with her hands around her chin, drawing it down, then she raises her hands and clenches them at the sky. An angry bearded man. She points at your Pip-Boy. Oh, the man on the Pip-Boy holotape. Elijah. She nods, looks concerned, taps the side of her head, and expands her hands. Someone smart. She nods and circles her ear. And nuts. She nods and frowns. Sounds like it's pretty important to you to find this person. She frowns, raises two fingers, and has them walk together. Then she looks down at the two fingers, and her face becomes angry. Then she chops her hand down and draws the two fingers apart. One of the fingers she points at herself. He cut you off from someone. She nods. Family? Husband? She frowns, shakes her head, and even more so at husband. Cherchez la femme. Oh, girlfriend. She hesitates, then waves her hand. You're more than girlfriends, lovers. She nods and looks at you, a little surprised. Wait, you think I don't understand love? She raises an eyebrow and looks at you. I understand how important a loved one can be. She nods, slowly studying you. She seems to be gauging you again. Gauging. However you don't want to pronounce that part. She makes a slow circle motion after a moment and taps her wrist. Alright, had other questions. How did you end up... Well, actually... Intelligence 7. Can't you communicate some other way? Can you write? Christine frowns and pauses and traces one of the scars on her head with her finger. She then makes an motion as if picking up a pencil, tries to write, then shakes her head. Something to do with the surgery? She pauses, then draws a jagged symbol like electricity in the air, then puts on an odd staring face. She keeps a blank face for a second, then slowly looks around. She looks at her hand, shakes them, and then lets them go limp. So that's a specific form of brain surgery using electrodes. Pre-war. She's Christine from Big Empty, and they did that to her. She nods slowly and then makes the motion of typing and drawing X's and lines in the air, and then gives a thumbs up. You can still do numbers and calculations. She nods. And other questions? Things would be a lot easier if you did one snap for yes, two snaps for no. She smiles humorlessly. She then nods once slowly, and then she shakes her head slowly. She then looks at you, her face wrinkled in a humorless smile. Perception 6. Okay, I get it. Nod slowly, better than finger snaps. Her face wrinkles more, and then she gives a reluctant smile. Smile. Now that's more like it. She's still smiling, she rolls her eyes and then slowly taps the back of her wrist. Time to go. You realize you really need to relax. This entire place is a pre-war paradise, you know? She looks at you, surprised, and then opens her mouth as if to laugh silently. Almost as soon as she utters her silent laugh, she stops, looks pained, and her expression becomes dark. Look, we'll find a way to heal you, alright? And she doesn't look at you, continues to stare darkly in front of her. After a moment, she glances at you, then taps the back of her wrist. She nods in front of her. Do you know what those machines around the villa are? And she shakes her head, then pauses and makes a small circle with her thumb and forefinger. She points at you and makes the motion of putting something in her palm. Here's a Sierra Madre chip. I'll need that back. She examines the chip for a second, raises it to her eye, and then turns it to the side, gauging its diameter and width. She runs her finger over the surface, slowly, checking the engraving. She then tosses the chip back to you. She then pretends to look around, sees something on the floor, then pretends to bend down and pick it up. She then looks at you and nods. You can scrounge more somehow. She now smiles and nods. She stands still for a second, then stops and slowly makes the motion of bending down and scooping something up. She then holds the imaginary object in her hand as if heavy and puts it in front of her as if on a table. She then hefts and looks like a small box and pours it on the top of the object. Looks at it, then reaches down and holds up a small O. And you can make more of those at a workbench with the right material. She smiles and nods. So she can make Sierra Madre chips. She points at your Pip-Boy, makes a motion of opening up and removing something from it. She then raises her hand and makes a motion of smashing it and holding up the remains. Oh, she can get more stuff. Yeah, you need you need a battery, a fission battery, and scrap metal, and you can counterfeit the chips. She nods impressed, and then she looks at you, then her, and makes a circle. Can you teach me how to do it? She nods, and then she makes a series of hand motions to represent weight and amounts, enough so that you could do it on your own. All right, Christina set you the coin operator perk, allowing you to make Sierra Madre chips, metal slugs at workbenches using fission batteries and scrap metal. Okay, and how did you end up in the auto dock? She moves her finger in a circle, frowns, and drags her hand over her eyes. She raises them again and points at you. Uh, did you get gas like I did? She nods, she raises an eyebrow, points at you, makes a circle, and then points at your feet. You want to know how I got here? She smiles and nods. She repeats the circling motion again. This time she lowers her hand and circles her finger inward until she's pointing at the spot towards you. She's still pointing at the ground between you two. She raises an eyebrow. Followed a radio signal here, a woman's voice. She waits after a second. She raises her eyebrow again. Needed supplies. Thought it might lead me somewhere interesting. She looks at you for a second, studying you, then nods. She points at you, then points at the casino, and she slowly shakes her head, then points in the direction of the main gate. If I could leave, I would. She looks at you for a moment, glances at your collar, shrugs, and then she lightly grabs her neck with both hands, holds it for a moment, then her hands fall away. She looks at you, looks at the exit, and nods. What about you? She slowly shakes her head and then points at the ground. You're not going to leave. And she frowns, glances in the direction of the casino, then the exit, then back at the direction of the casino. She shrugs without strength or conviction. She isn't looking at you when she does. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that, but understood. Cool. Sneaks at 95. Dave, and invite her to come along. I don't think there's much else for me to talk to her about. What weapons are you skilled at? Draws a dragged lightning bolt in the air, pantomime stun grenade, and then pulls an imaginary knife from behind her back. She then moves her feet shoulders width apart, holds up hands in martial arts stance, and then turns both hands into pistols. She then holds one pistol up, takes aim as if sighting along the barrel, and does a single shot, ends with a nod. Energy weapons, explosives, melee, unarmed, and guns. Is that all? She nods once. Alright, we should travel together. Signal interference perk. This perk grants you a short period of time near a speaker before your bomb collar starts to activate, as well as increasing the amount of time before your bomb collar detonates by 50%. Alright, hopefully things haven't respawned in the switch area. Looks at machine, frowns, points at the narrow slot inside, and raises an eyebrow. Understood. Frowns, looks upward, then back at you. She nods her head upwards and then makes a motion of holding a gun at the ready. Oh, so she knows about this place. Eyes that are on the walls and ceiling. She glances at the exit, takes a slow breath, sweat drops from her brow. Flicks her finger back and forth quickly like a switch, then nods to the north. Darts around the walls and the ceiling. She glances at the exit, then takes a slow breath. Sweat appears on her brow. It's a good thing I already kind of cleared this place with Domino. Jury rig. The circuit breaker looks to have been jury rigged at some point in the past, but is currently in need of repair. Fix the circuit breaker using parts. I think I have the parts. Using parts you acquired, you're able to fix the circuit breaker and get power up and running. Okay, it's working in good condition now. Get Christine to the elevator to the manual override chamber. Ennis's terminal. To Director Simmons. But I'm not going to read that one. Screw that. Actually, wait, I should have. I should, because it's something about ventilation. Simmons, the ventilation system is on the fritz again, and I need to even out the power distribution manually for the new generator we're bringing online. It's positively sweltering down in that cramped little room, and you know I don't cope well with the heat. So I'd like to do the work remotely. What's the password for the backup machine again? Nothing was sent back. Status report. Ventilation's all shot to hell, which is going to be a problem when summer hits. The pipes backed up, the chambers started spewing out this red dust cloud, like rust, whatever it was, caused the guys to start choking and vomiting. It's like the place was getting sprayed for roaches, except the bug spray was hitting us. Got the boys to the clinic, put them out of commission. Mr. Yesterday said he couldn't justify having them paid, but he'd see what he could do on the side. Sounds like he was going to get them some chems, and a little green for keeping their mouths shut. Gas leak. Minimum power level required 43%. Power currently supplied 85%. Acceptable variation from norm plus minus 15%. Largest variation in the past 24 hours 36%. Automatic systems offline. Warning, large fluctuations in power detected. Large energy expenditures are to be avoided at all costs under these conditions. Report this to the foreman in charge at once. Christine's counter frequency is temporarily blocking the speaker. That means there's one nearby. I'll hold off just a tad bit. Tick, tick, tick. There we go. There's another one right here. And Programmer's Digest. Oh, there it is. Okay. Gotta run around in the toxic cloud below, then makes a walking motion with her fingers and slowly shakes her head. Yeah, she's saying that we can't walk around in there. Oh, can I get rid of that? Crouches down. Stairs on the other side. Alright, gotta be quick. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Look at all the traps that Jack has set. I'm hoping that there isn't an upgrade for the hollow rifle in that mess. Because I'm not going to be able to grab that. Christine's dart in the direction of the screeching sound. She looks frightened and trembles slightly as if fighting the urge to run. Subject in case of emergency. In case of emergency, all non-essential systems are shut down immediately to help the automatic systems balance the load. Should the automatic systems fail, your foreman will assign one of you to enter the manual override chamber located adjacent to the main regulator. Second shifts. The boys hit by the gas are still out. Everyone's pulling more work in as a result, and grumbling's starting. Mr. Yesterday's been keeping the hard liquor and chems coming under Sinclair's eye. Isn't helping. We need those boys back. We have another chemical leak like that. No more construction for the rest of the year. Suits are here. Those new chemical suits came in today, so we could check out the ventilation chambers. See how that cloud cocktail formed. Suits are kind of creepy looking, hard to talk in them, so we had to use sign language to actually make sense of each other. At least we can check out the pipes and ventilation chambers now. Gas worries me though. Really mess the guys up if the chambers get back up again. Hate to see that gas get out, wipe out the villa. And by the way, the suits he's talking about are the dark light suits that you got from the Big Empty. Looks around and nods towards terminal on the far side of the room. I already. Oh, you're talking about this terminal. Terminal. Understood. Oh. Ennis's locker. Very hard. Hell yeah. Might have the password in it. That's why it's very hard. Yeah, remote maintenance terminal password. Okay. That's good. Ventilation systems. Warning, the ventilation system should only be taken down for routine maintenance. Let me save real quick before I get into that. You hear a loud noise coming from the room to the west. It sounds as if the ventilation systems are firing up, clearing the cloud out of the switching station's basement and sections of Puesta del Sol streets. That's not good. Means I'm able to finally check down here, and I should in case I've missed something. And I already have. There we go. Okay. Make sure I'm not carrying too much stuff to weigh me down. Oop, wait. Oh, there we go. Anything else? Ooh, corpse. He's just like me with the dead money jumpsuit. See you in hell, asshole. Hope you're about dead when you read this Sierra Madre out of reach. Could have had it all, followed what that white arrow graffiti bastard down here, left those bear traps as presents for you on trail. Hope you liked them, shithead. Hit my own tripwire. You came to take what's mine. Too bad. I got the last laugh. Speakers will kill you before you get out, and then we'll settle things in hell. Sierra Madre's treasure is mine, mine, mine. Nope, nothing else past there. Okay, not much else here at all then. So I didn't really miss anything. Can't turn those off. So I'll have to be quick about this then. Dynamite, Stim Pack, and Merc Veteran's outfit. Dean's Electronics. Oh, did I just die? Or was that the trap? I think it might have been the trap. Makes this kind of hard to see. And the explosion made it very hard to see. Turn speakers off, status report. Okay. Ow. Need a doctor's bag. Oh, well, that'll heal me up enough, and that kind of wasn't worth it. Alrighty. Time to deal with possible turrets. Ooh. And all these are shielded, so I need to find a way to unshield them. Very easy terminal. Hopefully it has the thing that will just turn them all off. Turn speakers off. Maintenance report. Didn't take long to find the problem. Heading down the main pipe, we hit traces of the gas. Not the full red stuff like last time, though. Minor blessing. The kicker was, despite the sealant, it still got inside the suit. Turns out the gas eroded the metal of the suit's locks. So not only did one of the boys get exposed, everyone who went down there got locked in their suits. Status report. Warning, 3 or 4 speakers are offline. Please contact it to resolve. So there's still one more speaker on. I think this is a way of opening up this, yeah. Darts in the direction of the screeching sound. She looks frightened and trembles slightly as if urging to run. And this is key, which would have opened up his thing. Locker key. Old man Ennis left his key on one of those consoles again, so I'm making this note to remind myself to give it back next time I see it. We should stuff his locker full of Dandy Boy apples or something, maybe then he'd be less forgetful. Suit damage. Sure, the docs at the clinic got mad, but we didn't have any choice if we wanted to get the medical attention after that gas hit us. So we cut his suit open with one of those surplus steak knives. Things could cut through a T-bone like it was hot butter. The rest of us tried to pry the locks on our suits, finally had to use the knives on ours too. Can't wait until this job is over and we can let the villa collapse on itself. They'll be too busy at the casino anyway. So as you can tell, they ended up getting all locked into their suits. Christine, wait. Christine raises an eyebrow. Okay. Do you know how to get out of here? She points at the direction of the main gate, then points at your collar, shakes her head, and locks her hands around her neck. Then her hands lash outwards, fingers splayed, and she rolls her eyes back. After a second, she turns back to you, shakes her head. So once the collars are gone, we can just leave. She nods slowly as if thinking, then she raises an eyebrow, looks skeptical, and then shrugs. She points downwards, makes a circle around her, then back to the same spot, and then her finger drifts, circling, and she makes a mock frown. Saying it will be difficult to return here if we leave. She shakes her head, points at herself, then points at you, nods. To return here if I leave, then. She nods. But not you. She nods once. Why can't you find your way back? She slowly shakes her head, she points at the ground, then moves each leg outward, straddling the place where she's pointing. You aren't going to leave, and then she nods. Are you trying to break into the casino? She frowns, shakes her head, pauses, then tilts her head slightly, nods slowly. Okay. I don't know why you talked to me, but understood. Deactivate turrets. There's no turrets anyways. Christine winces and clutches her side. Are you hurt? Yeah, why are you so hurt? Wait, what? Ooh, hologram rifle reinforced components. That is nice. Is there a way up if I go down? So I want to check what's down here. Oh, wait. Can't take the mod ray from me. Oh, this is a way of getting to that terminal without getting rinsed, I guess. Nothing else here. Let's take a look at this maintenance terminal. I have the remote thing, so I think she can just come up here. In case of emergencies, power regulation procedures can be carried out from the station. However, this practice is not recommended for regular use. Please see your supervisor concerning whether use of the station is warranted. Transfer control to the station. Yeah, that's to make her not stuck underground. Ooh. Let's push the down button then. The elevator descends to a small cramped room filled with electrical controls. There's no room to move, and the air is filled with high whirring noise from the machines, not unlike an auto-dock saw. Here's the power can be manually controlled from this location, although it looks like manual operation was only intended for emergencies, and the terminal upstairs could do it via remote provided it was unlocked. This knowledge in hand, you take the elevator back up to the switching station. Cool. You can just tell her. So, yeah, she has like claustrophobia and a fear of that sound because she was trapped in that auto dock. So. There we go. Motions to you, points at the door uneasily, then makes a pulling motion with her hand. She seems hesitant to go near it. And then I found a way to bypass from here. You should be able to just use the terminal over here. She nods gratefully, glances in the direction of the terminal, looks at you, smiles, and gives a thumbs up. Are you going to be okay here? She nods and gestures at your hand, offers hers. Take her hand. She holds it, meeting your eye intently for a few moments. She gives your hands a gentle squeeze. She then releases it, and I couldn't read the last part. But cherchez la femme, I'll be back for you, okay? And she tilts her head slightly, glances at your collar, then your pip-boy. She opens her mouth, frowns, and then closes it. Her face looks sad, and she taps her chest once, slowly. She nods at you, and then the exit. I mean it. Stay alive until I get back. She narrows her eyes, determined, and gives a last nod.
The bell tower. That's where you'll trigger the Gala event. It's a ways up. I'm sure you'll find a way to climb up there.
Alright, let's go up. Hopefully I don't have to fight anyone on the way back. But if I remember right, that bell tower has a lot of enemies. If I'm remembering right. I'd like the reinforced components, please. Give me one. I would like a few more stim packs, please. There we go. Save for that. Let's mod the hollow rifle with those components. Alright, I have to now get to the bell tower. Probably gonna have to use quite a few explosives to do that. So if I remember right, I think I do, they will mob you in a large group. And you don't have to do that, but I believe in order to get some of the goodies, you will have to let them mob you. Yeah, they've respawned, which is not good for me. You know what? Let's do this. Drop some mines and have them come here. Come at me! Don't throw that bomb. Just come here and detonate these bombs. Ow. Understood. How are you not dead? There we go, finally. Oh, right. Just a bear tempest. I don't care about it. Another gas bomb. Kind of good on the knife spears. I'm not going to be really picking many of those up anymore. Okay. Yeah, so these gas bombs aren't that great, by the way. Okay. Nowhere to run. Nope, I saw that. I need it. Please start hitting. Oop, nope. Critical strike. That's good for me. That means it did a lot for the limb, but okay, that's not good for me. Here we go. Let's throw a few more gas bombs. So then I've got 6 of them. Get over here. Jeez. Ow, how did that hit me? Come on. Stop dodging around so damn much. Ow. Screw this. Hey! Oop, nope. Where is this thing that's screwing me over? There it is. Is that a trick being played on me? Oh no, it's just up here. Alright, I think I'm at like 11 of 15. Oh, no, 12 of 15. Okay. Alright, what's over here? More BS. A lot of bubble gum. Got me cigarettes to unload. Where are we? That's a quick way, shortcut. I think it's this BS. Nope. Infrastructure. As shoddy as the support beams are for most of these buildings, the ventilation system's worse, and the problems they had over at the Puesta, sure. When you count our bonuses, it's good, but not when the workers are coughing to death. Hate to see what this place spits out if someone let the ventilation system chug along for a few years. We'd have another greener pastures on our hand, easy, and a pile of bodies beyond it. Ooh, I see that. That should be 13 of 15, if I grab that. I see that too. No, don't drink. It's worth it. If no, my character would stop drinking. Oh no. Oh, I might be stuck. No, the key's there. Okay. Oh, I almost died. I don't know if I was supposed to come here already. I might have to go the full long way back. I can remember how to get there. I mean, that marker is telling me to go back, but that's the thing. I would be stuck in that courtyard again, so that way doesn't work.